So, I've never actually made a detail video, but I figured, why not actually make a detail video? My car's dirty, it's winter around here, probably not the most ideal weather to be doing detailing in, especially with no garage no heating. But, that's the thing about detailing. No matter what weather you're in, you want to make sure your car is clean and kept up with to make sure it lasts a long time. I love my car, and I figured why not film me doing the detail of my own car so you guys can see what kind of detailing work goes into something if you wanted to get your car detailed. So, I'm going to put a couple clips together, enjoy the videos, and of course, give a like, follow, and stay tuned. This is Afterglow Auto Detail. Okay, so I always start off with the tires. I always do a pre-rinse, try to get as much of the rinsing that I can inside the wheel well. So I always take my time just to go a little bit slower on the inside. I just speed up the clip here just to make sure that I can make the video as short and as efficient as I could. But yeah, we always rinse and start with the tires first, and then we go ahead and grab our actual products. So of course we have our wheel and tire cleaner that is pre-diluted, already have a little bit done in the bottle. I have 2 brushes ready to go, one that cleans the tire and the outside of the rim. Now sometimes you can get into a little corner, so that's where the little brush comes in, especially for the lug nuts. You can get right into the crevices there. I don't use a brush on the inside of the wheel itself just because that's more of a super cleaning for the wheel. In those cases, I would rather just take the wheel off and then clean both the inside and the outside. But because it's just wintertime, I'm not going out on a full detail. I'm just going to clean the outside of my own wheels, and that way you guys can see the difference. Right there in the video, you can see how the dirtiest always foams up to a brown foam. The less dirty stays more of a white foam, and that's exactly what you want to do. Of course, don't forget to get those little crevices on the inside as well. Something to note, one clean usually does not do enough, sometimes on the outside of the wheel or especially on the tire. So what I do is I always rinse down a couple of times. I also rinse the brush to make sure I can get most of the contaminants off there instead of just using a bucket. I feel like the pressure washer gets rid of any pebbles or dirt debris that may be stuck in the brush there. And then I go back around and respray the tire. So if you respray the tire here, sometimes it can take up to 2, 3, maybe even 4 times to scrub around, but the foam will end up going less and less brown, even up to a white foam, and that way you'll know that you got the most clean out of the tires, and that way you'll know that you won't have to go through it again. Okay, now we're moving forward with the actual wash. We got the ceramic shampoo and the foam gun ready to go. Ceramic shampoo because I ceramic coated my car, which is especially important to keep using ceramic products to help keep the ceramic as potent as you can, helps bead the water, and helps less contaminants stick to the paint. So I would definitely recommend using ceramic products like ceramic shampoo, ceramic wax, ceramic detail spray, just to keep up with the ceramic coating. Usually those ceramic coatings last up to 5 years. I can go more into depth with that in another video. Now, of course, with the wash, we always start off with the pre-rinse to make sure we can get most of the contaminants out of the way before we end up doing the spray foam. So I always make sure I adjust the spray foam gun, spray a little bit just to make sure I like how it patterns out. And then of course, like always, we start from the top of the car, just like with the pre-rinse, and then work our way down, making sure we coat as much as we can with the foam. And then we let the foam work for a couple of minutes while you go around the car, and then you will go on with the touch wash. Okay, now the touch wash, I use just the 1 bucket method with the actual wash mitt just for my car. Now, ideally for a car that I haven't detailed, you will use the 2 bucket method, one with clean water and one with the dirty water and a little pad on the inside so that you can move the mitt around and try to remove as much of the contaminants as you can that stick onto the mitt, because I know this car is not that dirty. I'm just using the 1 bucket method, but of course I'll still try and move the mitt around in the bucket and then switch sides on the mitt as I work each body panel around to try and still keep the minimum amount of contaminants off the car while I'm washing it. Another thing worth notating is these touch wash methods are a lot better for your car than just taking it to like a dollar wash or those automated car washes, because these touch washes, while you can control how much contaminants are on the mitt, how often you're cleaning the mitt off before working on another panel, versus just taking it to those car washes where you're just spraying water with soap, or taking it through those car washes where they really don't clean the actual machinery that's touching your car and scrubbing it, that can potentially just scratch your car even more, whether it's through those automated car washes or when you're drying the car after just spraying it down with water and soap. This is a lot more efficient because you're actually scrubbing with the soap and you're changing sides on the mitt and then using that 2 bucket method as well. It definitely saves more time and avoids scratching your car with any dirt that's still stuck on your car during the last step. So honestly, if you can't take the time to wash your car yourself, I definitely recommend bringing it to someone like me who loves taking the time to make sure the car is cleaned up and the paint is protected as much as possible during that time. Okay, one of the steps I think is mostly missed a lot when anyone washes their car, detailer or not, is the door jambs. A lot of dirt can still make its way through the crevices on the door jambs, and you definitely want to make sure you clean the most and dry off the most water that you can. Now, I know that spraying a pressure washer into a car seems scary, but if you use the right steep angle and address the door jambs efficiently and effectively, you virtually don't get any water in there, and if you do, it's very minimal. You can just get it dried off with a little towel. So I definitely recommend do not miss the door jambs and make sure to dry them off when you're washing your car. Okay, because it is winter time, I usually would use my orbital polisher to wax the car down, especially with the right products that it needs in case it is a ceramic coated car or not. But because it is wintertime and I've already dried the car, I'm really just trying to make sure I don't have any leftover water streaks on the car. So spray wax will do just fine. A ceramic spray wax is even better because certain products are a little bit more expensive and you want to make sure you can use the products for its purpose. During the wintertime, a normal spray wax will do just fine. Just make sure that you have a clean microfiber towel. You're using one side to apply, the other side to buff, and that way you are making the most out of any product that you're using to make sure you apply on the car. And last step is a tire and trim dressing. You can put more product on the wheels if you want to protect it more, but because it's wintertime, I'm really not going all out with how many products I want to keep the car clean. This is just a good example of what a tire and trim can do to your tire to help make the difference as far as making your car clean and look as good as possible. And that's it for the minimal wash on my car. Look at the difference. I know it didn't seem like a lot of steps involved, but it really does stand out. The results speak for themselves. When summer comes around, the weather gets warmer, definitely a lot more steps involved when you really want to go into the nitpicking details of detailing, which do make a lot more difference. But even just a minimal wash like this as a detailer, it really does still make the difference. So when the weather gets warmer and we get more examples to show, I'll definitely go more in depth with the kind of steps that go into detailing, and that way you'll know what kind of care and love goes into keeping your car clean. Thanks for watching, and this has been Afterglow Auto Detail.